it's time for one of my favorite videos to make. Hi friends, welcome or welcome back. If we haven't met yet, I am MC and I am a knit and crochet designer from Connecticut. And quarterly, I have been doing these videos where I point out a couple of YouTube channels in the YARNY atmosphere that I think you might like and I think deserve your support. Today, I decided to do something a little bit different, and while still recommending channels that I think you should support, I have decided to pick all channels from YouTubers in Connecticut. And this makes me really happy. Maybe if I lived in one of the huge states like California or Texas, I wouldn't feel as connected to these people, but because Connecticut is so small, I mean, you can cover the whole state in a couple of hours, I feel a sense of camaraderie with these people that I'm about to mention, and I just want to show them some love. We have a tiny little state over here in the corner of the US, so let's start talking about what you can do to support them. Now, I've said this before and I'll keep saying it, it sounds cliche, but like, comment, and subscribe. That is the best and easiest and free way to support all the people on YouTube that you love. So liking and commenting will show the algorithm that there is engagement on the videos, and it will push it up in searches or on home pages when you go to YouTube. And of course, subscribing will also help because that helps the channel grow. It helps it get seen by more people. It can also help the channel to become monetized if it's not already. And another thing that helps in addition to subscribers with monetization is watch time. So if you love someone and you want to support them, watch their videos from start to finish, go back and watch old videos. If there's someone that you just found, maybe watch some older videos, help give them some watch hours. And for those channels that aren't monetized yet, this will help to get them closer to that monetization. And for those channels that are already monetized, it's just going to help them to earn money from the views of their videos. All right, let's jump in with a big one that I am sure most of you already know about, but I would be remiss if I did not mention our lovely, lovely Connecticut podcasters, Kevin and Ray of Needles at the Ready. They are Needles at the Ready podcast on YouTube and Needles at the Ready pod on Instagram. And if by some wild chance you have found me, but you have not found them yet, then please pause, go check out their channel. I mean, I would really appreciate it if you came back and finished watching this and checked out the other people I'm about to mention, but seriously, go check out Kevin and Ray. They do a podcast every other week and they talk about knitting, crocheting, all the crafty things that they're into. They love to try new crafts. Kevin also dyes yarn and they love to read. They talk about what they're reading and watching. They are genuinely so much fun to watch and such kind humans. They are a big part of the yarn community and they are big supporters of pretty much anyone that they come across. They love to make friends with people. They love to share their support for people. They are just a wonderful, wonderful addition to the community. So they have, I believe they recently passed, maybe not even recently, maybe it was a little while ago, they passed 20,000 subscribers on YouTube. So I am a drop in the bucket compared to what they already have going for them in terms of reach, but I had to mention them. They're wonderful, and if there is some chance that you know me and you don't know them, we need to change that. So please go check them out. And also, of course, as usual, I will have everything I can find related to everyone I'm going to mention linked down below so that you can find their YouTube channels, their Instagrams, their websites if they have them, their Ravelry if they sell patterns, everything like that. It will all be linked below. Moving on to another channel that belongs to a yarn dyer, let's talk about Gabby of Plies and Hellhounds. Gabby can be found at Plies Hellhounds, both here on YouTube and on Instagram, and she also has a yarn dyeing business by the name of Plies Hellhounds. So Gabby was probably, I think, the first yarn dyer that I knew of that existed in Connecticut. It was one of my very first times ever going into a yarn shop. Gabby was having a trunk show, I believe at Knit New Haven, and I was way too afraid back then to introduce myself to anybody, but like I thought that being a yarn dyer was the coolest thing, and I was like, oh my gosh, there is one that is in Connecticut. This is the coolest thing ever. Our state is so cool. We are amazing. We have an indie dyer. Nothing could be cooler than Connecticut is right now. So I have since learned that there are several other indie dyers in Connecticut. Now, this does not diminish how cool I think Gabby is. But yeah, I just remember back then it was one of my first experiences, and I thought that it was the coolest thing I had ever seen, ever. But much later, I realized that Gabby also has a YouTube channel, and she does a mixture of things. She has videos that she posts occasionally that are more standard podcast style, with talking about finished objects, whips, and what she's been reading, but she also does other crafts, does videos about sewing, about planning, about reading, all kinds of things. And of course, she also dyes yarn, so she talks about that frequently. Her yarn is beautiful and so squishy, and I think she offers some very unique bases that you don't see at a lot of other indie dyers. So if you're looking for something, especially a lot of non-superwash bases and some more, I don't want to say non-traditional, but you know, a lot of indie dyers stick with merino. But if you want to try some other types of wool, like Targhee, BFL, things like that, check out Plies Hellhounds, and you'll be glad that you did. The next Connecticut YouTuber I want to talk about is Nora, also known as Nora Knits. And to be honest, if I think about it for more than 2 seconds, I'm going to end up with Nora's theme song stuck in my head. It is so easy to get it stuck in your head. I love it so much. It's the cutest little jingle. But it's probably going to be stuck in my head for the rest of the day now that I've been talking about Nora. Anyway, Nora is someone that actually, I think, got some pretty quick success after joining YouTube. She kind of rocketed up and found a lot of people that loved her, and I think it's well worth it. She is so personable and friendly and just exudes just joy and friendliness in every single video. You feel like she is so herself. Every time I watch Nora's videos, I feel like she is just 100% her. There is nothing being hidden or no like exaggerated personality or anything. It just feels completely genuine. And I love the way that she talks about the projects that she's working on. She's so detailed in her description of everything that she's working on, not in a mundane dragging on kind of way, but in a really thoughtful way that is really going to help others out there in case they ever want to make whatever she's making, in case they want to make something similar. It feels very thought out, and really the whole experience of the channel feels very well crafted and well planned and well put together. Nora does a lot of standard podcast style videos, but also throws some other videos in there as well, like styling or going through whips or talking about the cost of knitting, stuff like that. It's really interesting, and like I said, it feels so well curated. It's really a joy to watch. Next we have Kallajian, and I am hoping that I am pronouncing that right. I am so sorry if I'm not. But Anna can be found at Anna Kallajian on YouTube and Crochet by AK on Instagram. And Anna is someone that I actually found years ago, probably pretty shortly after she started her YouTube channel. And what I love about her is that she has shown almost the entirety of her crochet and knitting journey on YouTube. And I think it's really cool to show that vulnerability of learning and being open to being bad at stuff, potentially, and trying to figure it out. Because sometimes in this space there are so many people that make so many amazing things, and people come into this YouTube space once they already feel confident in what they're doing, and then they show off all of their really cool finished objects, and they show this color work that they're doing, or this like really fancy technique that they're working on, stuff like that. And it is really nice to occasionally see someone going through the joy of falling in love with a new craft. And Anna started only crocheting, and then more recently, I don't want to say recently, it was probably a little while ago, but later on picked up knitting, and it was really fun to watch the journey of learning how to knit, being a crocheter and being a comfortable, competent crocheter, and learning something totally new and feeling like you were fumbling around. I think it's really good to show that and to let people see that it's totally okay to mess up and to learn, and you can still fall in love with it and get better at it and still love what you're doing, even if you're messing up along the way. I do want to mention that Anna also has some pattern designs that are available, and is also a member of the Crochet Authority podcast, which she hosts with a couple of other creators. So I will also link all of that below so that you can check them out. The next channel I want to mention is a little bit unconventional in terms of this series that I'm doing, because this is a group of people and they are also an audio podcast. However, they are also published here on YouTube. And that is Meg, Drea, Tina, and Jess of Pardon My Stash. This is a more recent find for me, and I am still working my way through some older podcasts, but I have already fallen completely in love. This group of friends is so welcoming. Just every podcast exudes belonging. You feel like you're sitting down with your friends, even though they're good friends and they have all of their inside jokes or whatever. It feels like you're just part of it. It feels like you are in their group, you're sitting down with your friends, you're knitting, you're talking about what you are working on. It just feels so welcoming. I will link all of the individual Instagram accounts down below, but they can be found as Pardon My Stash on YouTube and also Pardon My Stash on Instagram. And I do want to also mention that Tina designs patterns and can be found at Finarina Knitwear on Instagram, and want to make sure I get the names correct. Meg and Jess dye yarn, and their company is called Critical Hit Dyes. This group of four really has so much to offer in terms of patterns and yarn and community, and I hope that you go check them out and love them as much as I do, because I have very quickly fallen in love with this podcast, and I am rapidly going through podcast episodes, and I can't wait to continue catching up. And that is my collection of 5 YouTube channels from Connecticut, and I love all of them dearly. I hope that you go check them out and fall in love with them like I have. And I also want to make sure that I mention there is a section on the homepage of my channel that has featured channels, and every single channel that I have mentioned in one of these videos will be linked down there. So if you want to go check out anything that I have talked about in the past videos, you can head to the featured section and go right to a channel from there and subscribe, give them some likes, catch up on all of their old videos, and tell them I sent you. Also, I will link the playlist for the past videos that I've done for this, And I mean, there's just going to be links galore because I need to tell you where to find every one of these people and show you all of their amazing channels and Instagram accounts and businesses and all of the things. There's just going to be a ton of links down there. So go check them out, tell them I sent you. I hope you have so much fun getting to know all of these people, and also please let me know down below if there are any other channels out there that you think I need to be checking out. I am growing a list from all the comments of my past videos, and I'm slowly working through checking out new channels, finding new people to fall in love with, making new friends. It's fantastic. So please let me know if you already know any of these channels, if you recommend any new channels. Let me know if you know of anyone else in Connecticut that has a podcast or YouTube video or anything like that. Please let me know, because I love our little state and I'm proud to share it with all of these amazing creators. So until next time, when we have even more amazing channels to share, take care of you, and I will see you later. Bye.